What's up, guys? This is Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the broader markets. I want to talk about some key levels to watch from what's going on so far. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. Anyways, so as far as SPY is going, okay, we did a great job at holding above 626. I like to look at that on the 30 minutes time frame, sometimes the hourly. And since we're holding above this, we're looking for this gap fill attempt, which would take us between or very close to like 631. I'm looking for 630 to 631 to be tested, and then we're gonna see if we reject near these EMAs over here. If we might get like a rejection, or we could try to break through this. It all depends on how we end up reacting. Today we just have some bill auctions at 11:30 a.m. So watch and see some vols at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And besides that, look for some more upside on SPY to fill this gap. The low 630s to 631 area could be tested. We'll see if we break through this to push for 635. If we don't hold above this, though, we could reject and then turn back down for 626. So keep those levels in mind in case we get a rejection. Right now, I'm not really seeing us rejecting. I think we might try to go a little higher to fill that gap. And we'll see how we end up reacting once we get close to the gap fill and these EMAs. For the QQQ, okay, now we're going to likely be testing 562.75. If we break that, we could try to fully fill this like daily gap. It's possible we try to go close to like 565 if we hold above that. And if that breaks, we're going to be going even higher. But if we can't hold above 562.73, I'm looking at 560. If that doesn't hold, this imbalance takes us right back down towards the 557-ish area. There's also a gap below in case that fails us. So we're going to see if the QQQ rejects. The main thing is I want to see if we can hold above 562.74. That's going to be our next key level, so keep that in mind. For the IW Russell 2000, we're testing 218. If we break this, we're looking for an attempt to push closer to like 219.4. Now, if we fail, however, around 216, we could turn back down. For now, we're favoring the 218s or above, and we'll see if you reject or not. So keep that in mind as there's some upside potential. ES basically has 63.43 as our target. If that breaks, we're looking for 63.66 to push higher. If not, we could reject back down. So for now, I'm looking for this 63.50 to 63.66 range. We need to break that to continue this pump. If not, we could turn down. So watch 63.66 as a tough resistance, and we'll see how well we hold above that. So there is still some upside potential. On NQ, we're looking quite good. We're looking for 23,310. If that breaks, we're going to be going even higher. If not, we could reject back down. So give this the time it needs. But I think 23,300 is going to be a nice target. Bitcoin has 114,800 as resistance. If we break there, we're looking for 115,666. Those are going to be your two resistances. And then as long as we don't lose 114,000, we're going to be doing fine. But if 114,000 fails, we could be dumping. For now, there is still some upside potential. Tesla, on the other hand, is looking kind of weak. We're just barely holding this trend line right here. So see how we have this consolidation. We're getting very tight in this wedge, but there's weakness right now, right? Tesla has a 2.0 beta, at least historically, or at least above 2.0, which means that when SPY and the QQQ are up like 1.2 to 1.4%, Tesla should be up 2.4%. It should be up 2.4 to 2.8% right now on a normal day, and we haven't really done that. So that tells us that there's weakness right here. And because Tesla's showing some weakness, it is a risky. Unless we get back above 312 and 315, we need to reclaim those levels to bounce a lot more. If we don't do that, we're not looking too good. We're just kind of chopping around between the ranges between 311 and the low 300s. But if 300 flat fails us, we're going to be looking kind of bad for Tesla. It's going to be dumping a lot more. We're barely at 305, so it's not looking that great, guys. I want to be very honest with you. It's not looking too good. So watch those levels. It could be dipping to 302 or below if that fails us. We have a slanted head and shoulders on Nvidia. It could be going a little bit higher for like 179. 178 to 179, I'd be careful with Nvidia. We need to break 179 to push a lot more. If we can't crack past that, the head and shoulders could lead to a big rejection. Apple's going to be looking for basically this 208 to 210 zone. We're going to see if we reject off this. If we break 210, we could be pumping a lot more. I do think that between 208 and 210, we could test, and we'll see if we reject on Apple, so be very careful. Palantir's looking good right now. It's range bound between a 161, basically 153. I think it's just in the middle, so it might try to push for 116, turn back down. It's just kind of stuck. So we have to wait and see what happens after we get very important earnings and also more numbers. AMD has a 178, 180. Resistance might push towards that, but then we're going to wait and see what happens with earnings in a couple of days. Coinbase is range bound between 325-ish and 310. I just see us trading sideways. It's not really doing much right now. Amazon is rejecting unless we get back above 218. We're favoring 210 or below. Meta, if we end up losing 745, we're going to dump. As long as we hold this, we're looking for basically 775 as a potential target or above. So there's a gap to fill. We might try to push for 775, and let's see if it rejects off that or not. Google is looking bullish. I want to see it hold above 195. Then, if so, we could be looking for an attempt for 196.8. But if we lose 192.79, we could be dumping to 190 again. So hopefully it tries to push higher above 195. Might try to retest that. Microsoft is temporarily bullish. We have an imbalance around one resistance at 358. If we break that, we're going a little bit higher. So I could see a small push. And then besides that, we have the VIX, which is dipping right here. We're going to see if we can hold 18. If not, there's a gap to fall all the way down here around 16.77. So there might be some downside risk. So you want to be very, very careful. With that being said, guys, I thank you all so much for listening. I just want to give you guys a quick update. The VIX might dip a little bit more to fill that gap and bounce. Maybe SPY fills its gap simultaneously, but be careful, guys, because although the market is more bullish looking, I would be careful with resistance. And I did mention this pump is temporary, meaning that it may this overall pump may last a couple of days, maybe one day, maybe 3 days, maybe even a week, but it's not going to last forever. So be careful, right? There's going to be more downside coming eventually, most likely due to seasonality and these other factors. We're not ready to dump yet. We could try to push a bit higher for now, so keep that in mind. Be careful. I just say this because there's nothing wrong with just taking profits and managing risks. Not financial advice, but I'm just saying, be very, very mindful of that. Anyways, that's it for this one. I thank you all so much for listening. I wish you guys nothing but the best moving forward. And I'll be back maybe in a couple of hours to give you guys an update. If not, after market close, we'll see if I get time today. But anyways, one more thing that's worth mentioning is with the earnings coming out, we'll see if there's an increase in volatility again with like Palantir and many other big names. And then President Trump's tariff deadline is going to be on Thursday. So he changed the date. He delayed the main tariffs, at least for now. So we'll see what happens. For now, the market wants to push a bit higher. It could try to go, and we'll see what happens with all these catalysts coming out. So be prepared. 11:30 a.m. we have some bill auctions, and that's pretty much it for now. Not really much data is coming out for today. And by the way, this is the economic calendar chart. I think I clicked away too fast. Anyways, that's it. Thank you for listening. Have a good one, guys, and peace out.